Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the waves representing the endless opportunities life has to offer. For many women, the fear of diving in, of taking risks, speaking up, or stepping into leadership roles, holds them back. But what if I told you that confidence isn't something you're born with, but something you can build, step by step? Welcome to a transformative exploration of the Confidence Code, the science and art of self-assurance, What Women Should Know by Katie K. and Claire Shipman. This book is a beacon of hope, offering actionable insights to help women unlock their inner confidence and thrive in every aspect of life. To all my listeners, both new and returning, thank you for trusting this channel and for sharing this space with your loved ones, especially those who may not have easy access to such resources. Your support means the world to me, and my commitment to you is simple: to deliver top-notch, uplifting book summaries that ignite your ingenuity and empower your journey. The authors, Katie K. and Claire Shipman, tackle a pressing question: why are women generally less confident than men? While societal norms and stereotypes often paint women as less self-assured, the truth is far more empowering. Confidence isn't a fixed trait, it's a skill that can be cultivated. As the authors brilliantly argue, women can choose to be just as confident as men, and they provide a roadmap to make that choice a reality. Drawing on cutting-edge research in genetics, neuroscience, and psychology, the Confidence Code reveals that confidence is shaped by both our genetic makeup and environmental factors. This means that while some aspects of confidence may be hardwired, much of it is within our control. For women navigating male-dominated environments, this book is particularly invaluable. In such spaces, low confidence can be most apparent, and most detrimental. Whether it's hesitating to speak up in meetings, downplaying achievements, or avoiding risks, the consequences of self-doubt can hold women back from reaching their full potential. But here's the good news: confidence is a practice. By embracing actionable strategies, like taking risks, reframing failure as growth, and silencing the inner critic, women can rewrite the narrative and step into their power. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." This book is your guide to reclaiming that consent and owning your confidence. As we wrap up this exploration, I want to leave you with a powerful thought: confidence isn't about being fearless, it's about taking action despite the fear. It's about showing up, speaking up, and believing in your ability to succeed. The Confidence Code is more than a book, it's a movement, a call to action for women everywhere to embrace their potential and rewrite the rules of self-assurance. Thank you for trusting this channel and allowing me to be a part of your growth journey. Together, let's unlock the confidence within you and step boldly into the life you deserve. Remember, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. Eleanor Roosevelt. Keep growing, keep believing, and keep shining. About the author. Catherine Kay is a journalist and anchor for BBC World News America in Washington, D.C., while Claire Shipman is a journalist and correspondent for ABC News and Good Morning America. Together, they have co-authored The Confidence Code and Womanomics, offering insightful perspectives on women's empowerment, leadership, and professional success. Chapter 1: Confidence Gap: Why Women Hesitate and How to Take the Leap. How often have you looked back on moments in your life and thought, "I wish I had spoken up," or "I wish I had taken that chance"? It might not have been a life-altering decision, just a small opportunity within your reach, but a lack of confidence held you back. This is a universal experience, but one that seems to weigh more heavily on women. Confidence is the bridge between thinking and doing, it's the belief in your abilities that pushes you to take action. Without it, we're left paralyzed by uncertainty, too afraid to even try. As the saying goes, whether you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Confidence is the key that unlocks our potential, and without it, we risk leaving our dreams on the table. A striking example of this comes from an experiment by Professor Zacchaeus, where students were asked to solve complex puzzles. At first glance, it seemed male students outperformed their female peers. But upon closer inspection, Estes discovered something revealing: many women had left questions unanswered. When asked to retake the test and answer every question, the women performed just as well as the men. The difference wasn't ability, it was confidence. The women hesitated, fearing failure, and chose to leave blanks rather than risk being wrong. This experiment highlights a critical truth: confidence isn't about knowing all the answers, it's about having the courage to try. As Brené Brown once said, vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome. Confidence is what allows us to show up, even when the stakes feel high. But what about optimism? Isn't it enough to believe everything will work out? While optimism, the belief that things will be okay, can be helpful, it's not the same as confidence. Optimism might lift your spirits, but confidence is what propels you to act. The good news? Confidence can be built. By taking small risks, embracing failure as a teacher, and celebrating progress, we can strengthen our belief in ourselves. This journey is especially important for women, who often face societal pressures that undermine their self-assurance. So, let's explore how confidence differs across genders and how we can all take steps to bridge the gap between doubt and action. Chapter 2: Confidence Redefined: How Women Can Own Their Unique Strengths. Have you ever noticed how confidence seems to wear a different face depending on who's wearing it? When it comes to men and women, confidence doesn't just manifest differently, it's often perceived and valued differently, especially in the workplace. While men's confidence tends to be bold, assertive, and sometimes aggressive, women's confidence often shines through collaboration, humility, and active listening. But here's the catch: society has long celebrated the male model of confidence as the gold standard, leaving women to navigate a tricky balancing act. With only 4% of Fortune 500 companies led by women, it's clear that the workplace is still a space where male traits dominate. But does this mean women need to mimic men to succeed? Absolutely not. True confidence isn't about adopting someone else's style, it's about owning your unique strengths and standing firm in your authenticity. Men's confidence often comes across as quick, energetic, and assertive, qualities that are not only encouraged but expected in many professional settings. Women, on the other hand, tend to approach confidence differently. They collaborate, listen, and build consensus, often prioritizing teamwork over individual dominance. While these traits are powerful, they're frequently undervalued because, as the majority, men have historically set the standards for what confidence should look like. But here's the truth: confidence isn't one size fits all. As the saying goes, strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. Women can, and should, embrace their softer, more collaborative approaches as demonstrations of strength, not weakness. That said, some women feel pressured to adopt a more aggressive, masculine style of confidence to fit in. But fake confidence, acting tough or overly assertive, can backfire. It often comes across as inauthentic and fails to inspire trust or respect. The key is to find a balance, standing firmly behind your opinions while staying true to your natural style. Whether it's through active listening, thoughtful collaboration, or defending your point of view with grace, women can take pride in their unique approaches. As Maya Angelou once said, success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. Confidence isn't about becoming someone else, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. So, let's celebrate the diverse ways confidence can shine and empower women to lead authentically, without apology. Chapter 3: The Confidence Gap: How Self-Doubt Holds Women Back in Business. Imagine walking into a room full of people, your mind buzzing with brilliant ideas, but your voice stays silent. This is the reality for many women in the workplace, where a lack of confidence can be a silent career killer. In a world dominated by male voices and expectations, women often find themselves accepting worse working conditions. hesitating to share ideas, and shying away from negotiations. The business world is a competitive arena, and without confidence, it's nearly impossible to thrive. As Sheryl Sandberg once said, women need to shift from thinking I'm not ready to do that to thinking I want to do that, and I'll learn by doing it. Confidence isn't just a nice to have, it's a necessity for success. One of the most glaring examples of this confidence gap is in salary negotiations. Studies by an economics professor at Carnegie Mellon University revealed that men negotiate their salaries 4 times more often than women. Even when women do negotiate, they expect to earn 30% less than their male counterparts. This isn't just about money, it's about value. Confidence shapes how we see ourselves and how others perceive us. In the business world, where self-promotion and initiative are essential, staying silent can mean missed opportunities for promotions, recognition, and growth. Unlike in school, where hard work alone can earn you top marks, the workplace demands that you speak up and stand out. Without confidence, even the most talented women risk being overlooked. The impact of this confidence gap becomes even more pronounced in male-dominated environments. Research from Princeton found that women speak up to 75% less often than men when they're outnumbered in a room. This means that even if a woman has the best idea in the room, she's far less likely to voice it. The consequences are clear: fewer opportunities, slower career progression, and a workplace that continues to undervalue women's contributions. But here's the good news: confidence can be built. By recognizing the barriers and taking small, courageous steps, like speaking up in meetings, negotiating salaries, and owning their achievements, women can begin to close the gap. As the saying goes, confidence isn't "they will like me." Confidence is "I'll be fine if they don't." It's time for women to step into their power, own their worth, and rewrite the rules of the game. Chapter 4: Confidence versus Competence, Why Believing in Yourself is Key to Success. Picture this: you're standing at the edge of a diving board, fully capable of making the jump, but something inside whispers, "What if I fail?" For many women, this internal doubt isn't just a fleeting thought, it's a constant barrier, even when they're fully competent and qualified. Confidence, the belief in your abilities, is just as crucial as competence, the actual skills you possess. Yet, women often struggle to bridge the gap between knowing they can do something and truly believing it. Take Christine Lagarde, the managing director of the International Monetary Fund and one of the most influential women in the world. Despite her towering achievements, she admits to moments of self-doubt, proving that even the most accomplished among us aren't immune to insecurity. As the saying goes, "Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will." Confidence isn't just about feeling good, it's about daring to aim high and take action. The consequences of low confidence are profound. It doesn't just make us uncomfortable, it holds us back from pursuing our goals. When we don't believe in ourselves, we settle for less than we deserve, convinced that our dreams are out of reach. This self-limiting mindset can be paralyzing. For instance, if you look in the mirror and don't see a pilot, you'll never sign up for flight lessons. This phenomenon was vividly illustrated in psychologist David Dunning's experiment, where female students rated their abilities and achievements significantly lower than their male peers. When invited to participate in a contest, only 49% of women signed up, compared to 71% of men. This stark difference highlights how a lack of confidence can lead to missed opportunities, even when the skills and potential are there. But here's the good news: confidence isn't fixed, it can be cultivated. The first step is recognizing that competence alone isn't enough, you must also believe in your ability to succeed. This means challenging negative self-perceptions, celebrating small wins, and taking risks even when fear whispers in your ear. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." By embracing this mindset, women can begin to close the confidence gap, step into their power, and unlock their full potential. So, let's explore how we can build this essential skill and transform self-doubt into unshakable self-belief. Chapter 5: The Confidence Gene: How Nature and Nurture Shape Self-Belief. What if I told you that confidence isn't just a product of your environment or upbringing, it's also written into your DNA? Just as genes influence traits like aggression or addiction, they also play a significant role in shaping our confidence levels. Scientists have discovered that up to 50% of our confidence is determined by our genetic makeup. Take serotonin, the happiness hormone, for example. The way serotonin influences your behavior depends on a specific gene. If you're born with a longer version of this gene, you'll produce more serotonin, feel less anxious, and likely exhibit more confident behaviors. In studies with monkeys, those with the long version of the serotonin gene were more sociable, took more risks, and displayed higher levels of confidence. As the saying goes, genes load the gun, but environment pulls the trigger. While genetics set the stage, they don't tell the whole story. What's fascinating is how strong this genetic predisposition can be. In the same monkey study, babies born with the short version of the serotonin gene and raised by unsupportive mothers grew up to be less confident. However, those with the long version of the gene, despite being raised in the same unsupportive environment, still developed into confident adults. This suggests that while our environment and experiences matter, our genetic blueprint can sometimes override them. It's like being born with a natural inclination toward confidence, a built-in resilience that shines through even in challenging circumstances. But here's the twist: genes aren't destiny. Just as someone born with a predisposition for aggression isn't destined to become violent, someone born with a genetic tendency toward confidence still needs the right experiences to fully realize it. So, if 50% of confidence comes from our genes, what about the other half? That's where personal experience, environment, and intentional effort come into play. While we can't change our genetic code, we can shape the other 50% through our choices, habits, and mindset. This means that even if you weren't born with the confidence gene, you can still build self-assurance through practice, resilience, and self-compassion. As Maya Angelou once said, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." Confidence is a blend of nature and nurture, and by focusing on what we can control, we can unlock our full potential and step boldly into the world. Chapter 6: Nature versus Nurture: How Environment and Society Shape Confidence. What if I told you that your confidence isn't just shaped by your genes, but also by the world around you? While genetics lay the foundation, our environment, our upbringing, experiences, and societal influences, plays an equally powerful role in determining how confident we become. In fact, scientists have discovered that life experiences can physically alter the shape and function of our genes, a process known as epigenetics. This means that even if you're born with a genetic predisposition for low confidence, a nurturing environment can help rewrite the script. Take the monkey experiment, for example. When a monkey with genes indicating low confidence was raised by a caring mother, it became even more confident than those born with confident genes. This shows that love, support, and encouragement can override genetic limitations, proving that nurture can sometimes triumph over nature. But what about humans? For girls, the environment often sends mixed messages. From a young age, girls are frequently rewarded for being diligent, obedient, and good, while boys are encouraged to take risks and assert themselves. This societal conditioning can lead girls to become perfectionists, afraid of making mistakes or stepping out of line. As a result, they may shy away from risks, even though taking risks is essential for building confidence. By the time they reach adulthood, many women have internalized these expectations, making it harder to break free and embrace their bold, confident selves. As the saying goes, well-behaved women seldom make history. To truly thrive, women must unlearn these societal lessons and reclaim their right to take up space. Unfortunately, Society often punishes women who dare to act confidently. Studies show that women who take an active, assertive role are often disliked by both men and women. For example, female students at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis are sometimes labeled with derogatory terms like dubs, dumb, ugly bitches, for stepping into leadership roles. This double standard, where men are praised for confidence and women are criticized for it, creates a challenging environment for women to thrive. Yet, despite these obstacles, confidence is not out of reach. By recognizing the impact of both nature and nurture, we can take intentional steps to build self-assurance. As Maya Angelou once said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated." Confidence is a journey, and by challenging societal norms and embracing our unique strengths, we can rewrite the narrative and step boldly into our power. Chapter 7: Rewiring Your Brain for Confidence, How to Break Free from Self-Doubt. What if I told you that your brain is like clay, constantly reshaping itself based on your thoughts and experiences? This incredible quality, known as brain plasticity, means that even if your genetic predisposition or past experiences have left you feeling less confident, you have the power to rewrite your story. Confidence isn't fixed, it's a skill you can develop, no matter your starting point. Take, for example, a study where people with a fear of spiders underwent just 2 hours of behavioral therapy. Afterward, they were able to touch a live tarantula, and brain scans showed no activity in their fear centers. Even 6 months later, their brains accessed calm memories from the therapy instead of fearful ones. This proves that with the right mindset and practice, we can literally rewire our brains to overcome fear and build confidence. The key lies in changing our thought patterns. Every day, we're bombarded with automatic negative thoughts, those unconscious, self-critical messages that chip away at our confidence. But by consciously replacing these thoughts with positive, empowering ones, we can create new neural pathways that support self-assurance. For instance, if you often berate yourself for not being perfect, try reframing that thought. Instead of "I can't do anything right," tell yourself, "I'm a great multitasker, and I'm doing my best." This simple shift in perspective can have a profound impact on how you see yourself and how confidently you approach challenges. As the saying goes, whether you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Your thoughts shape your reality, and by taking control of them, you can build a stronger, more confident version of yourself. Of course, breaking free from negative thought patterns isn't easy. It takes practice, patience, and persistence. But the rewards are worth it. By consistently choosing positivity over self-doubt, you can train your brain to default to confidence rather than fear. This process isn't just about feeling better, it's about creating a lasting change in how you navigate the world. As Carol Dweck, the psychologist behind the growth mindset theory, reminds us, becoming is better than being. Confidence is a journey, not a destination, and every small step you take brings you closer to the bold, self-assured person you're meant to be. So, let's embrace the power of brain plasticity, challenge those automatic negative thoughts, and start building a brighter, more confident future. Chapter 8: Why Failure Builds Confidence, The Power of Falling Forward. What if I told you that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to it? Confidence isn't built by avoiding mistakes, it's forged by facing them head-on and learning from the experience. For many women, the fear of failure can be paralyzing, leading to overthinking and inaction. But here's the truth: taking action, even when you're unsure of the outcome, is the first step toward building confidence. Imagine you've written a paper and are hesitating to submit it to a contest. Instead of obsessing over perfection, take the leap and send it in. Even if you don't win, you'll gain something far more valuable: the courage to try again. As the saying goes, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Confidence grows when we stop worrying about failing and start embracing the process of learning. Failure isn't just inevitable, it's essential. Every misstep teaches us something new, helping us refine our skills and approach. For instance, If your paper doesn't win the contest, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It simply means you have room to grow. The key is to see failure not as a reflection of your worth, but as an opportunity to improve. Many women, unfortunately, view failure as a sign of lacking natural talent, but this mindset only holds them back. Instead, think of failure as feedback. Each mistake is a lesson, showing you where you went wrong and how to do better next time. Over time, these lessons add up, transforming you into a more skilled, resilient, and confident version of yourself. The journey to confidence is paved with ups and downs, but every failure brings you closer to mastery. Take, for example, failing a math exam. It doesn't mean you should give up on math altogether, it means you have the chance to identify your weaknesses, work on them, and come back stronger. Confidence isn't about never failing, it's about not letting the fear of failure stop you from pursuing your goals. As J.K. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all." So, embrace failure as a teacher, take bold actions, and watch your confidence soar. After all, the only true failure is letting fear keep you from trying. In summary, imagine standing at the edge of a diving board, the water below shimmering with endless possibilities. For many women, the leap into the unknown, whether it's speaking up in a meeting, pursuing a dream, or simply believing in themselves, feels daunting. In the Confidence Code, 𝐂𝐨𝐲 and Claire Shipman explore why confidence often eludes women and how they can reclaim it. Confidence, they argue, isn't just a feeling, it's a skill that can be learned, practiced, and mastered. Through a blend of science, storytelling, and actionable advice, this book reveals how women can bridge the confidence gap and step boldly into their power. At the heart of the Confidence Code is the understanding that confidence is shaped by both nature and nurture. Genetics play a significant role, influencing up to 50% of our confidence levels. For instance, the serotonin-regulating gene can determine how anxious or self-assured we feel. But genes aren't destiny. Our environment, upbringing, and life experiences also shape our confidence. Girls, often raised to be diligent and perfectionistic, are less likely to take risks, a key ingredient for building confidence. Society's double standards further complicate matters, as women who act assertively are often penalized or labeled negatively. Yet, despite these challenges, confidence is not out of reach. The good news? Confidence can be cultivated, even in adulthood. Thanks to brain plasticity, our brains can rewire themselves through intentional thought patterns and behaviors. By replacing automatic negative thoughts with positive affirmations, we can build new neural pathways that support self-assurance. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," try reframing it to, "I'm capable and learning every day." Small shifts like these can have a profound impact over time. Additionally, taking action, even when it's scary, is crucial. As the authors emphasize, confidence comes from doing, not just thinking. Every risk taken, every failure faced, and every lesson learned adds another layer to your self-belief. Failure, often feared, is actually a powerful confidence builder. Women tend to overthink and avoid risks, but the Confidence Code encourages embracing failure as a teacher. When you fail, you learn what doesn't work and gain the resilience to try again. For instance, submitting a paper to a contest, even if it doesn't win, teaches you to value the effort over the outcome. Over time, this mindset shift helps you see failure not as a reflection of your worth, but as a stepping stone to growth. As J.K. Rowling wisely said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all." So, how can women apply these lessons in their daily lives? Start by taking small, courageous steps. Speak up in meetings, negotiate for what you deserve, and celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Surround yourself with supportive mentors and collaborators who challenge and uplift you. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being resilient. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." By owning your strengths, embracing your imperfections, and taking bold actions, you can rewrite the narrative and step into your power. Outro, your confidence awaits. Dear listener, are you ready to take that leap? To silence the inner critic, embrace failure as a teacher, and step boldly into the life you deserve? The Confidence Code is more than a book, it's a roadmap to self-assurance, a call to action for women everywhere to reclaim their confidence and thrive. Thank you for trusting this channel and allowing me to guide you on this transformative journey. Together, let's unlock the confidence within you and embrace the limitless possibilities that await. Remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Amen. Keep growing, keep believing, and keep shining.